back. It's still the Better Half Show, and we'll be discussing what women want. And it's been some heated discussion on this episode. On this final note, I'm going to be giving the ladies the opportunity to just speak off the cuff about what you really want from us men on different topics. We're not mind readers, so a lot of the time, ladies want a guy to just speak it intuitively. Guys are not good with intuition. Ladies are better with intuition. Now we have our opportunity. Just what do you want men to know and do about certain things? Let's for instance talk about how you want men to behave around you at work, for instance. Let me see. How do you want men, married, single, workplace? How should they behave around?
For me, workplace, be very courteous, playful. Don't be too uptight. The world is not. You're not the one carrying the world. Be very courteous and don't be too. Oh, I'm a man. You can't crack jokes with me. I'm a man. I don't
But
talk
let me
too
say,
much
if I may
with
jump in there,
ladies.
this issue about ladies always wanting to talk, chatty, and all that. Guys are maybe a little more serious at work and they just want to face their business and all that. How do you create the balance in there? Do ladies really talk all the time?
I don't know if it's talk all the time, but I think we're very expressive. I'm very expressive for one. I let me talk about myself. I'm quite expressive. And so if it's a problem for you, I think there are ways to if it's a problem for a man, I think there are ways to relay the message to me in a way that you don't offend me. It's like going about telling a woman, you talk too much. Oh my God. No, you don't say that
So that's
to
a
a
no,
woman.
no.
No, absolute no. You don't say that to a woman. Not today, not next year, not when Jesus
any
is about
context.
to arrive.
Yeah, but in the same vein, I'm sorry I'm bringing this just right there. They say things like you don't ask a woman her age. You don't ask why are there too many no-nos? Meanwhile, with a guy, you can say anything. You can ask her what she had this morning. You can ask her, her life history. How come it's different for a woman? You can't tell a woman that she has put on weight. There are too many restrictions.
Women like to be treated as ladies, and I think that it would depend on the relationship you have with
First.
her. If you're a guy and you're quite close to her, if you tell her she's added weight, she will know you're talking from a position of concern.
Mm-hmm.
But she's never met you. You're meeting first or second time and you say you've added weight or
Oh
you're fat.
my God.
I mean, that's rude.
Oh
you
my
don't say
God.
that. So it depends on the kind of relationship you have with the guy.
when
Ladies will not go to a man and say you've added weight. How much
No,
more the
they
other
say
way
it,
round?
they say it.
There has to have been a relationship
No.
for them to
Okay.
get to that
It's
point.
just not right.
What you are saying is we should leverage the relationship
First,
and package our talk.
very,
When
very
talking to
correct.
a woman, you have to be sensitive.
Yes.
Yes.
You have to. Wow.
Yes.
Yes.
It's,
Just the same way you can be with children. You don't just say anything to kids. I'm not saying women are children. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, depending on who you're talking to, you have to phrase.
when
what
it
you
comes
say.
to children, we
Yeah.
believe they're still in their formative age. Whatever you say to them can affect how they grow up.
Yes.
You don't want them to have emotional issues.
Yes.
But women are already formed.
We're soft
How
at heart.
is that form?
We're
I
soft
don't
at
really know.
heart.
I
So we
think
don't want
I
to
think
be
in
battered
some
like
in
that.
some way,
Yeah.
men haven't given women, and I use this lightly, forgive me, it's not really like it's permission, but it feels sometimes like men haven't given women permission to be feminine and womanly in as much as she wants to achieve her goals, attain her goals, and be relevant in the workplace. So it's like you can only be in my space if you can behave like me. But she's not a man. She's a woman trying to achieve
Okay,
those
let's
giftings.
take it off away from the workplace.
Okay.
Let's go back home.
Home.
Doing. What do you wish men know about sex?
Can I close my ear?
Don't worry.
That it's not about you just want it done and it's done. For women, sex is not something that happens in seconds or in minutes. It's something that happens
It's a
all day.
build-up.
It's a build-up. It's a build-up. It's not just about you coming in and out. No. it's a relation.
process.
It's a process. You know,
It's a manufacturing process.
it's
Not
more than a manufacturing
manufacturing.
process.
Or I don't know.
It is more than a manufacturing process.
You know,
I'm
one of
becoming
the
a bit
discussions I
overwhelmed.
usually have,
Yeah.
a young woman or a young married couple, and the woman is telling me, look, he just insulted me. He just
Yeah, I
told me
just-
like my head is not correct.
Yeah.
And then he expects that I'll just be gushing and just,
And
how?
Okay, so
we can't
so
separate
so
things
in
the
that
way you
same vein,
can.
we call
Still on
it
the
making
same-
love, not sex.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
two different things.
okay, so in that same vein, what should men know about romance, for instance?
Oh, romance. I think romance is one of the most misunderstood words in. And sometimes romance is as simple as you see me overwhelmed. I'm doing the dishes, I'm sorting out the children, I'm packing school bags for tomorrow. But Mister is just sitting in front of the TV with a newspaper, and somehow we get in the room and
And he's loving me.
romance.
And he's
How?
loving me.
Yeah, but
How?
what did you think your opportunity for the last 2 hours to romance me was? So come in, get involved in what
Packing
I'm
something
doing.
is romantic.
It's romance.
Be with
It's
me.
in that moment where you're
Gesture.
sharing
It's a
with me.
gesture, yeah.
You're the
Doing
most
things
handsome
with
person
me.
in the world. Denzel Washington has nothing on you.
Nothing.
This is enlightening.
Yes.
So, packing the bags, playing the ditches with your wife,
Just being
or whatever,
involved in what
is
I'm
also romantic.
doing. It is extremely
So there
romantic.
can be romance without candles.
Absolutely.
Of course. Without flowers, without candles.
Or I've told you before I left the house about what a difficult day I'm going to have, and you just send me some random text in the course of the day.
How's
I know
your day
I know you can do it. I know you're strong enough. I know
Yeah.
you are capable. I know that you will
That's already
rise
romantic.
above. I mean, already I'm thinking, how can I love this man? How can I
I
show
can see
him?
that this woman likes to talk about romance.
Yes. Because it's one of the most misunderstood topics, in my
yeah.
opinion.
Thank you.
What men equate romance to be and what women
Is
equate romance to
That's
be.
two different
Sometimes,
things.
All right, can we just slide away from romance a bit?
Okay.
Now that I've gotten you guys really
Okay.
animated. Okay. Sliding away from romance a little bit. Just bonus parenting and getting men to be a bit domesticated. How do you think men should perceive all this? Most men feel like
it's a
woman's
woman's
it's the
job.
woman's job
Yeah.
to do a lot of the parenting stuff, and a wise woman will build her home and
Yeah.
put everything in place. A woman should be domesticated. I mean, hardly will you see maybe the parents of a lady meeting the guy that she wants to marry, and they are concentrating on
About how
how
domesticated he is.
domesticated the guy is. That's just
Out
out
of it.
out of it. But for a lady, you'll be looking forward to how domesticated the lady is. What do you say to that?
I think it takes strong men to raise strong children. I read some psychologist report. I'm sorry I don't have the
Data.
details and all of that. But it talks about how a young woman's sense of worth and value she gets directly from her father, and how a young man's sense of nurture and care he gets directly from his mother. So all are important. That's not to say that the woman is solely responsible for her sons and then the man is solely responsible for his daughters. Absolutely not. But they've been able to draw parallels between the fact that if children can see a father model care,
Yes.
nurture,
Yeah.
parenting,
I agree.
it goes a long
Long
way to molding the kind of children that you're raising
Yeah.
for the future. I don't know.
I think that we're all a product of our socialization process, and a lot of us we admit that our view to life is based on our formative years, what we experienced with our mothers and our fathers growing up, and it's the same thing we need to do for our children. If you did not grow up in a family where your mom and dad were the ideal parents, then you should go the extra mile
Yeah.
to be that person for your children.
Yeah.
Because it's not about what they read in books or what they see or what you tell them. It's actually about what they
you
see
do.
every day. What they see their father, the way their father treats their mom, the way the mother treats
Yeah.
the
How
father,
they do stuff
how they
together,
exactly.
And do
You know
life
how
together.
the family operates together. Like
Yeah.
the mom is cooking in the kitchen and the father is putting a helping hand. You will find the
Yeah.
son will try to do the same. But if he doesn't, he will sit back to and say the girls should be in the kitchen So
So
it's
we
I
should-
very,
agree.
very
I agree.
important
model
that we model the right
Yeah.
family outlook
very
to our
instructive.
children.
That's
Yeah.
very instructive. Yemisi, you
I
wanted
can
to say
yes I
something?
can relate because I remember growing up there were times my dad would see my mom maybe overwhelmed and just oh, what can I do? Well, even if it's, I don't do it well, what can I do? He has had to make us ogi.
Yeah.
It was a big lump of a mistake, but
But the fact that
we
he was
managed it. Just
there.
oh, can I
Yeah.
can I
So
do the
sometimes
pap? Can
men
I?
are permitted to cook anyhow.
No, it's not nice
Just
when
cook.
I'm at work till late and then the kids can't eat because mommy is not back from work. It doesn't speak well. When my husband, he doesn't cook, but he can cook. So if he has to cook, he will.
step up.
You will have
Yeah.
to do it. Just the same way I know how to change tires, but I don't have to. If I have to, then I will. So
Okay.
we're supposed to be able to have all of those
Yeah.
skills
That
so that
sounds-
whoever needs to use it, it's applicable at any point in time. And we should train our daughters and our sons exactly
To
the
be able
same
to
way.
do the same.
Yes.
All right. That sounds very interesting. Now, we before we wrap this all up, we have a question from social media,
Okay.
and I'd just like to read the question and get your take on it before we wrap everything up. It goes like this: but with all the feminist brouhaha, why are women not tough enough to handle some things like washing the car and change the tire, like Doing was
Who
just
says we're not
talking
tough
about,
enough?
you know? So why can't we have it both ways?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up in a
It's a
military
stereotype.
household. My father, he raised me to do everything.
Yeah.
Change tires, iron army khakis. He would say to us point blank, you're not waiting for anyone to do anything for
Yeah.
you. You're going to go out and you're going to take what you want. You demand what you want. So it was very big for us. But I recognize that not every household was modeled the same. The same household where my father was so insistent about his daughters being able to shoulder
Do everything.
responsibilities. It's the same household where my mother would say, oh no, don't touch
My son.
my son. Don't give my son a cooking spoon.
Mhm.
So double standards. I recognize it was there. It's our job to continue to change the narrative and not to expect that the world will stand still in
Yeah.
certain respects and move forward in other respects.
So it's okay to
Joint
expect,
responsibility.
you know,
I beg to differ because I would use myself again. I can wash a car. I can boldly say that I can wash a car better than a lot of men. So I don't think that there's
Girl power.
yeah, I can wash a car and I still change the bulbs in my
Yeah,
house. I don't have to really call
Exactly.
an assistant to come into my house to do it. I can change the bulb in my house easily till now. So I don't really think it applies.
I wish we had a
think
picture of
it's-
you washing the car.
Yeah,
Because
right
you
now
look
to
like you're going
show.
break down and wash a car.
No,
I think
Still pretty much
it's
Vatican.
still this
Very
issue of
well.
stereotypes. I remember growing up, my father would tell me to transplant flowers, and my brothers would either be on the field playing football or indoors watching TV. And I used to wonder, why am I the one in the
Doing
garden
this.
transplanting flowers, And over time, I realized he just wanted me to be able to do everything and anything.
yeah.
That's a good legacy.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
the way he raised us. And this same issue of double standards, the boys did learn how to cook, but they were not on the rota for cooking. That was just the way it was. But I think that husbands, when you love and care for someone, you will go the extra mile
Yeah.
to support. So it's about what needs to be done at each point in time. And using myself as an example, I recall when we first got married, my husband wasn't really into cooking or doing any of those things. But all the other things that need to be done would have been done. So I wouldn't have to worry about washing the car. Or it's not, it'd be very painful if you finish cooking and the car is still dirty.
It's still dirty.
That's good.
So it was about
Can imagine.
departmentalizing certain
Yes.
things and making sure everybody was contributing their
and
quota to
making
the
sure
family.
that things get
Yes,
done.
that's
Yeah.
it.
And
Things
know
get
what you
done
should
and
do.
everybody's
Yeah.
happy.
And nothing should
And no
be,
one person should be overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed.
While one
That's
person
it.
is.
nothing should be
Yes.
a particular person's sole
Duty,
job,
no.
sole
Sure,
duty.
yeah.
Thank you very much for this very interesting discussion that we've had today. It's been wonderful having all of you on set. And I want to say a big thank you to my lovely wife. Thank you for coming on set today. I know you took a bit of, before I could get you here. But thank you for coming. You see now that, it's turned out very well.
Very well.
And you hear me say thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I pray that God will bless your homes.
Amen.
And that you hear me say God will give you a lovely man.
Amen.
That will have
A vision and
and
leadership.
and all those things that you wish for. Thank you very, very much. Don't go away. Please stay with me. We'll have one or two final thoughts when I'm back. Welcome back. It's been interesting on the show today discussing with lovely ladies, and that includes my lovely wife, discussing about what women want. And I've learned a lot from just discussing with them, knowing that women want to be loved, be understood, and not to be treated, as a stereotype in the way we see women. It's interesting to know that women already understand that men see them from their feminine side and judge them only based on the way they see them. If you're a Christian, for instance, you say a woman is supposed to be a weaker vessel, and all that. Women just want to be treated as women with the peculiarities of a woman, with, having them at the back of your mind as a gift that needs to be cherished and treated well, whether at home, at work. And, the truth is that they actually make the world go round because God created women to complete and complement the man. And we can't live in this world without women. So on this final note, I want to say, whether you're married or single, know that you need women to make the best out of your life. And there are certain things that only a woman can think about and do well, and they really do better than men. And my prayer is that your relationship and marriages will remain sweet and enjoyable. Thank you for staying with me on the show today, and I look forward to seeing you another time on the Better Half Show. God bless you.